What's up, guys? This is part of SGTV podcast. We're going to do something new this time, but I'm Luke Baker, and I'm here with Jake Hutchinson. Welcome.
Thank you, Luke. Appreciate it, buddy.
So, this week on the podcast, we're going to talk about all things entertainment. As you know, the Golden Globes just finished up last week, and the Oscar nominations
Yes, they did.
just got announced. So, obviously, we got Boyhood that won Best Drama. Grand Budapest Hotel won Best Comedy.
That is something that happened.
So what do you think about it? I think it's
Boyhood. Boyhood was for me was a lock. Like Boyhood's gonna win the Best Picture for Oscars. It's gonna happen. It's a lock. There's no. I mean, basically, he took 12 years to make one movie. Richard Linklater. Is the movie that good? It's okay. I mean, I'll be honest. It's all right. Like nothing really happens in it, but he spent 12 years making a movie, and that's just screams like, "Give me an Oscar, please! I need one so bad." But it is a good movie. It's not great, but I don't think anything that's out this year is really great, in my opinion. So,
I mean, what I thought about it was just kind of like the dialogue was natural.
oh yeah, it felt very natural.
Like, it was just, there was like awkward scenes where just like awkward scenes happened, and like
Yeah.
somebody, pointed that out, saying that like, it's just not every, dialogue someone has with somebody's going to be like perfectly scripted and, in somebody's name or whatever, like they always know what the right thing to say.
It literally, to me, feels like they put in a camera in this guy's life, like this kid growing up through this story. So, I mean, the dialogue, it's not one of those things where you're going to get, like, a great genius line. Like, you're not going to see, what I don't know who you'd consider a genius dialogue writer. But, you're not going to see genius writing the entire way, but what you do get is you get a story of a guy, of a boy growing up. And it's interesting. I think it's good. And it makes sense. It feels like they just popped the thing into any 15-year-old's life, really. I mean, granted, there's some dramatization because it's a movie, but for the most part, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's good. They used the same actor for 12 years. Pretty interesting. But
Yeah, all of them too. Wasn't it
yeah,
like the same?
all of them
like,
are the same.
You
Yeah.
see him age, like you saw like young Ethan Hawke, and then like
Mhm.
older Ethan Hawke now.
Patricia Arquette aged pretty drastically in that movie. I love her. Crushes in True Romance, but look a little weathered over 12 years.
I mean,
it's pretty stand out.
eventually people are gonna get older.
Yeah, it
obviously.
happens. Or
They're not gonna look fantastic or whatever.
no, but she's good in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah,
she's
she
good.
definitely. Yeah, she won Best Supporting Actress.
Did she win that?
Yeah, for
Yeah, she-
Golden Globes.
She was good in that movie. She was really good.
Yeah.
In that. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Boyhood a lot. I liked the main actor. I liked everyone's performances. It was good. I think based off of how they made it, that was what is going to win the Oscar more so than the actual movie, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, that's how I felt about 12 Years a Slave last year. Like, I saw 12 Years a Slave. Liked it. If it wasn't about... I understand the whole thing of the movie was about, like, slavery, but, like, if it wasn't about that, it wouldn't have won the Oscar. Based off the merits of just the movie alone, without outside things coming in like racial stuff or, the fact that this is a story of someone's life, like a real person. Just looking at the movie, the 2 hours that is put in front of you in the screen, I don't think it would have won Best Picture without it. And I think Boyhood might fit in the same category, but honestly, I don't think this is a strong year for specific performances, but for overall movies, in my opinion, it's kind of a weak year.
Yeah, I mean, if I would say overall movies, I would say like Birdman would probably be the best.
Birdman was strong.
Just like the themes and like the stuff in the movie and just like the overall.
Yeah, I enjoyed Birdman. I liked it. For those SGTV watchers out there, check out my review, Gamecocks the Movies. What up? Yeah, I just advertised myself on your show. But yeah, I liked Birdman. It's good. It has its issues. It won an award it shouldn't have at the Golden Globes, and it's gonna win an award at the Oscars that I don't think it deserves. Because it is what it is. It won Best Screenplay, and it ain't mine. That would be my bet. That would be my guess. But
Well, what would be your?
if someone was like, "What's the best screenplay this year?" Gone Girl. Like, I think Gone Girl was It screwed your head up. It screwed my head up for like weeks. Have you seen it? You've seen Gone Girl,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Does it not mess with your head for like weeks? Now look, do I think the movie's great? It's good. I think it's really good. Do I think that the individual performances in the movie are good? They're good. They're not great. They're not standout. They're not Oscar worthy. You know, Rosamund Pike probably, you know, she deserves the
nomination.
She deserves the nomination she got. She was really good in the movie. Ben Affleck was really good for what he was asked to do. He was really good in that. All the performances in the movie are good. It's shot well. It's not like the best looking thing in the world, but it's shot well. It's directed well. But the thing that made that movie good was the script. It was the story. And I understand that it is an adapted screen. It's an adapted screenplay from a book. But the woman that wrote the book the woman that wrote the book wrote the movie.
Yeah, I mean that's what some people were complaining that it was basically the book.
Yeah, it was.
And
okay.
That's what like people want, and then
Okay.
people get mad like
Yeah.
when stuff changes, and then they get mad when it's the same. What do you want?
Yeah, it's screwed. Exactly. Like you look at some books like I remember I read Jurassic Park and then I saw Jurassic Park. Loved Jurassic Park, but I remember the first thing I said because when I was a little kid, my mom would read Jurassic Park to me in bed, and then when it came out, we went and saw it, and the first thing I said when we walked out of the movie was like, "That's different from the book," and it bugged me. I mean, I was 8, but it bugged me. And Gone Girl, and they even changed some stuff in the book, but for me, like, I thought that the story was so interesting, so well done. I thought that the way they did everything was so smart. The dialogue was super interesting. I don't understand what the Oscars are doing. I think Birdman was a good script. I don't think it was like doesn't deserve an Oscar. It's gonna get one, but it already got to go blue, right?
Yeah.
That and I don't know. I just don't. I'm not a fan. But Birdman to me seems like Black Swan. It felt like the director and the writer.
Did you see Black Swan?
I did. Yeah, I've seen Black Swan.
Did you like it? I've actually never seen it because it was
It's
kinda,
good.
It almost seemed too out there for me.
It's very similar to Birdman.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
kind of like on the play.
Almost painfully so. Like I was watching it and I was like, holy crap! They just took Black Swan and took it out of the ballet and put it into theater. It's the same. It's almost the same thing. I mean, it's a little bit different, but but it's very similar.
Obviously, like cinematography and stuff.
I mean,
that definitely should win for cinematography.
Cinematography will win for Birdman. It should. That was a masterwork of cinematography. Like it was hard. As somebody that makes movies, that was a feat. Making it all look like basically the whole movie looks like 2 shots.
I know.
Basically, there's like one cut in the whole movie, and that's a masterwork.
That was like almost my favorite part of it because it was just like so different from other movies. It was just like you were just following them to the next scene, to the next scene. It was kind of like that play feeling where it's just a constant motion
barrage
of things.
Yeah, it felt good. I thought it looked really good. I just remember I watched an interview with Zach Galifianakis, who's in Birdman, and he was just like, yeah, we'd get to the end of a take and just be like, don't screw up, don't screw up, don't screw up. Because, they would do like 8-minute takes.
And they would have to, if somebody screwed up, they would have to go back and do it
redo
all over again.
Because they went through and planned out where the seams were. Like, as a filmmaker, you can see where the next, like, I guess the next thing of film was used. I don't know if they used digital or if they used legitimate film on that movie or not. I don't really know. But you could see the seams where, like, they planned, and you could tell they planned it out very, very quickly. They planned it out hardcore. And that's a master. Like, that's smart. Like, I would have never thought to do that. Like, I couldn't do that. Not a chance. I don't know anybody that could. So that deserves absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely deserves
and
to win best cinematography.
That's even more demanding, like on the actors and actresses too. That's like so much harder too to just remember all that.
Yeah, like I tried to do that on my movie.
Yeah, well, we did a little bit, like, in Hi, Teresa, because I got inspired from that. Like, I don't know if you've seen the last episode.
I haven't watched it yet.
But we do this one scene where I would say it's about, like, a 45 minute, just one, or sorry, not 45 minutes, 45 seconds.
Yeah, the whole episode is about 45 minutes. What are you talking about?
Yeah. But, like, it has a scene where, like, Terry and Logan come up, and then so they talk, and then we have Jillian come down, so she walks down, and then we just follow her with it, and then my character goes ahead and talks to her too, but like we screwed up, and it took about 40 minutes just to do that, like 45
second
thing, because it was hard, because if they screwed up or I actually screwed up, I called Andrea by her real name, and then I really screwed it up. Like, we had the thing, I was like, oh my god. I was like, so hey Andrea, how's it going? And I'm like, you're like, Andrea?
I try to do that's what we did on I just made a short film that I've been working on, and we shot it. And the thing is, our main actor was from he lives in Clemson. I think he works at a hospital in Clemson, I'm not real sure. But he came up for the weekend, so we had like 2 days to shoot it. And basically I was like, look guys, and we shot it it was a 20-minute short that we tried to shoot in 2 days. And I was like, look guys, we ain't got that many takes. So basically I just had 3 cameras on everything we shot, and that we would just try to run through the whole scene at a time. And man, we did a lunch scene. Holy crap. The lunch scene was like 8 pages. It was super egregious. Oh. And it was so long. And I mean, the actors were just like, towards the end it was like, line, okay. They were reading the line. Like, it kept having to happen. Because I had 3 cameras on, so we could cut. I couldn't imagine trying to do that without cutting. Like, I can't. Yeah. It didn't even register in my brain how that would even be possible. Like, that's impressive.
Now, was this a scene like where you filmed outside when it was like early in the morning? It was cold.
So cold. It was freezing. It was like, I don't know. It was cold. It was like there was frost on the ground. It was the first time that it got that cold, and it was miserable. I wore shorts because I didn't think it would be that cold. Like, because I knew it just started to get cold, and I was like, I'm wearing shorts because I was going to be moving all day. I was wearing gym shorts, so I was like, okay, I'm going to be working all day on my feet. I need to be comfortable. So I had on gym shorts, and boy, that was a decision that I wish I could take back, because it was so cold. It was miserable. The actors were miserable. I was miserable. The crew was miserable. Everybody was just like, this is so cold. And the worst part is I ended up having to cut the whole lunch scene.
After all of that.
After all that, I ended up cutting the whole scene.
So, do we have a release date on your film? Can you tell me what's your film again? Is it?
The name of it's Flask. It's about a guy who's getting over the death of his best friend. He drinks a lot. I don't really have a date yet. We have a mostly finished cut that we sent into Indie Grits. We're waiting to hear back from them. I figure we'll wait, and if we hear back from them, we'll put it online for everyone to see. I just want to hear back from them first before I do anything. Because honestly, and this might sound like stupid and pretentious, but I figured like if we get into Indie Grits, I can put up like, hey, this is an Indie Grits selection. You know, so I'm not gonna put like the olive branches around it. That would be weird. But you know, just to be able to say like, hey, this is actually not terrible. Check it out. But we don't have an actual date yet. But I'm hoping we'll be hearing back from Indie Grits within the next month or so. So be looking out for it. I'm sure on some podcast or something we'll be talking about it on SGTV. Right. So we'll be bringing it up.
look forward to it.
Appreciate it.
So going on to the Golden Globes, I guess the TV section. Mm-hmm. We had Kevin Spacey won for House of Cards for Best Actor.
So good. Do you watch House of Cards?
Yes. Fantastic show. I can't wait to the third season.
Me either. I can't wait. He's so good in that show. It's like, I was watching it the other day. I was watching it when it came out, and I just remember thinking, like, oh my god, this is what it would be like if the devil was the president. Because, like, there's that scene at the very end of season 2. Spoiler alert. Turn it off for like 30 seconds and then come back. And go. So, like, he's standing over in the desk in the Oval Office, and you just, like, there's this, like, shot up under him, and you can just see, like, the light hitting in front of him. Just like, holy crap. Kevin Spacey's basically playing the devil in this movie.
He does his ring tap there.
Yeah, it's so good. And then, into the show. All right, we're back. So, it was awesome. Like, I love his performance is so perfect. Like, even, like, the first scene of the first episode, you're like, this guy is awesome.
Yeah.
Plus, he's from South Carolina, so what up?
I know.
That's exciting.
Where's he from?
He's from Gaffney.
Gaffney.
And it's
Peach.
like, yeah. I grew up in Union, South Carolina, and our big rival is Gaffney, so I've been there a bunch. And it was
they actually have that big peach?
Yeah, that peach is there. Yeah, you drive down 85, you'll see it. I've seen it my entire life.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and just his accent,
he does so well. Like, his accent's good. Like, it's pretty good. Most actors cannot pull off accent. Like, Southern accents is hard. They're hard to get for actors, and it's tough for a lot of them. But He does a pretty good job. I mean, it's almost a little aristocratic, but it's good. He's really good in that show.
And even Robin White too. Like,
She's great. I love everyone in that show. It's really strong. I think that Kevin Spacey absolutely deserved the award for that because I don't really know who he's against. I think he was against everybody from True Detective.
Yeah, but True Detective. They got screwed.
I'm confused by True Detective because I mean, maybe like I know I'm a film guy and I know movies and TV pretty well, but didn't True Detective get nominated for a ton of awards last year? Like, how did that work?
Breaking Bad beat him out. How did they get to be nominated twice? This is what happened was, HBO got a little too confident and called it a drama series when it really was a mini series, and it should have been a mini series. But they were like riding off like praise, and they thought they were gonna roll it home. But that was when Breaking Bad had just ended, so they blew it out of the water, which rightfully so.
Yeah, that's true.
So they're like, oh no, we got to do it for this one, and which surprisingly though, I've seen both shows. Fargo took the best miniseries, which I thoroughly enjoyed Fargo, and I guess, but the weirdest one I saw was Billy Bob Thornton winning for Best Actor, and I definitely think Matthew McConaughey did a better job than him.
Really? It was a Best
Actor in a miniseries.
No, in a miniseries. Yeah. What was Spacey Best Actor in
a drama
on a drama series? Okay. And Billy Bob Thornton was in Fargo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Fargo yet. I haven't had an opportunity to watch it. Is it good? I love that movie.
If you love the movie,
I love the movie. It's weird. Yeah. I mean, it's weird, but it's good.
But it's just awesome. It's really like star-studded. They got the guy from Breaking Bad, Colin Hanks, Orange County, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah,
he's a good actor. He's a really good actor. I like him a lot.
A bunch of other guys, like the person who plays kind of like the woman police officer, does a really good job with it.
Yeah. And, Frances McDermott, is she in it?
No, but it's like this person who kind of like takes her role over. It's kind of like
that makes
it's
sense.
A different story, but kind of has kind of like the sort of like the same people, kind of like they kind of have like the henchman still, the one who played Steve Buscemi played.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the second season because that even has like more people.
Oh, they're doing a second season?
Yeah,
that was a miniseries.
Really? Yeah, but it's gonna be a prequel.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna have like forget who's going to be in it. The guy that was that played I think it was what's his name in Breaking Bad. Remember like the weird guy? Everybody called him Meth Damon, but I forget what his name is.
I can't remember either.
Kirsten Dunst is going to be in it.
Ooh, I like her.
Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec.
Yeah. He'll be good.
Jeffrey Donovan, which Burn Notice. I'm excited.
I love him. I think he's such a good actor. I loved Burn Notice.
Yeah.
But Fargo comes on FX, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of FX shows.
Yeah, FX shows they're blowing it out of the water.
Yeah, like everyone loves American Horror Story. Yeah. I haven't watched it. A lot of people love that.
Definitely need to watch
The Americans is good. The League, which is a comedy series on there. I love it. I don't know if you've seen it. I love The League.
Yeah, that's one I got to put on the list.
It's really good. Louis on it.
Louis might be one of my. That was probably one of my favorite. Actually, was my favorite comedy show last year. It wasn't even really comedy. Like last season was probably the best season I've seen of it. Especially that one with like the fat lady one. That whole like speech where they just did a one shot of it.
Yeah.
And then the in the woods episode. Actually, Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman was supposed to play his professor.
It's a shame he died.
But he was supposed to be in it. But even the guy who replaced him did a really good job.
Yeah.
When he had found his daughter smoking.
Yeah, that is a really good show. It's a dark comedy. It's dark. It's based off his comedy, so it's pretty dark.
I know, but there's even some shows where I don't even laugh once, and it's just kind of just like a regular drama show.
Yeah.
Where you're just watching somebody's life.
Well, I mean, that's how he got started, man. He was a filmmaker, and then he started doing stand up, and he's one of the best stand-ups in the world at this point. I love Louis. I mean, FX does a really great job. Everything they put on, I'm in most of the time. If I get a chance to watch them, I can't put them down. That's my problem. Is I start watching them and don't focus on school or anything else. I just watch the show. But FX does a great job, and Fargo sounds like something that would be something I'd want to check out. Billy Bob Thornton's a really good actor.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that too. And Martin Freeman, Sherlock.
Oh, he's in there?
He plays the main guy.
Oh, I love me some Sherlock.
He kind of like plays the William H. Macy role sort of thing.
Yeah, from Sherlock.
But he's like an insurance salesman instead of a car salesman. So they switch it up.
They switch it up a little bit.
It's
it's
a different, it's original story, but kind of has like the same themes and the same things that they do.
I want to say I definitely want to see it. The last semester for school was very difficult for a lot of us. Like me, I was struggling, so I had no time to watch anything. Over Christmas, I binge watched all kinds of crap, but I haven't had an opportunity to jump into a new series yet because Arrow and Flash came out. I've been trying to keep up with those because
I don't know how you do that. I don't even touch network drama shows because they're just too long. They're 22 episodes. I can't do them. I can't do them.
Like I will have to watch those week to week. Like there's some shows that I have to watch in a chunk. Like I have to binge watch, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
That show has 1,000 freaking characters. If I don't binge watch it, I won't know who's who. You know what I'm saying? So if I binge watch it, I might not know their names, but I know who they are, who they're connected to, what they're doing. Arrow and Flash, if you try to binge watch, you will want to kill yourself in about 6 episodes because there's just it feels
it's too much.
It feels long. Like I sat down and binge watched the first season of Arrow not like a year ago. And holy crap, by the end of that season, I was so ready for it to be over. Because it's 22 episodes, hour-long episodes. It's a CW show, so like...
It's kind of like low-budget-esque.
Yeah, it's got, like the acting in it has moments where you're like, ugh. It's rough. And then there's scripting points where it's like, ugh, that's rough. But for the most part, it's a strong show. Like, I'm a big superhero fan, so it's cool to see, like...
Yeah, I can only take the half-an-hour shows on, like, I love Modern Family, The Middle, and Blackish is actually a pretty good show. I watched a couple episodes, and it's like smart, like, comedy. And
they kept advertising them at the theater. Every time I go to a movie at the theater, they would run a Blackish ad on the front. It looked funny, but I just haven't had an opportunity to watch it.
Yeah, like, you think it'd be kind of but actually, like, the main, I forget the main character of the show. He's a comedian.
Anderson.
Yeah, but like it's a really interesting story of like even though like they're in like upper middle class, like he's still trying to have like his kids, grow up and like have like African American culture and like he does just funny stuff where like there's this one scene he goes up and he's trying to find friends for his like teenage son, so he rolls up and it's a bus stop. He's like, you kids would have come over and have a party. I got candy and stuff. And he's just like, man, they ruined it for everybody. Can't go up and just ask some kids to come over.
He's a funny guy. Morpheus is in there. Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
And I love him.
Yeah. He doesn't have a big role. He's kind of like an executive producer, but he comes in like every couple episodes. He plays their grandfather. So.
Yeah, he pops in from time to time. I heard it. I saw it on like Yahoo. They were like, oh, Lawrence Fishburne's coming back this episode. Yeah. And I was like, awesome. So I haven't had a chance to watch it. I do want to check it out, but FX does a really great job. I've been super proud of what they've done. Network TV can be tough for some people. It can be tough for me, I'll be honest.
But I usually stick to my premium / cable shows.
I mean, that's where the best stuff comes.
You saw True Detective, right? You watched it.
Yeah, I watched most of it. I haven't finished it.
I watched the first episode. I was like, eh.
It's tough. It's okay.
Once you get into it, the end's really good. It pays off. But
feels like The Wire.
Yeah.
That sounds like The Wire for me. The Wire was tough for me the first 6 episodes. Like, I'll be honest, like the first 6 episodes, I'm like, why do people talk about this show so great? And then about episode 8 hit, and I was done. Like that was my life for the next 3 weeks. I watched every episode of The Wire in less than a month. It was crazy.
That's something I have to start. I need to see The Wire, 6 Feet Under, The Sopranos, those shows, which I've heard.
Which is why I got excited for The Affair. Dominic West is the main guy in The Wire. He plays McNulty in The Wire.
Yeah.
And he's the main guy in The Affair. So I got excited. And I love Ruth Wilson, the woman from The Affair.
Yeah, she actually won.
won Best Supporting Actress, right?
Or Best
Actress. Okay.
Yeah, in the series, and The Affair won Best Drama, which I was surprised.
I haven't seen The Affair. I haven't had a chance to watch it, but
it just looked.
I was rooting for both of them because I love Dominic West because he's in The Wire, and there's a BBC show called Luther.
Yeah, and that has what's his name there?
It has Idris Elba.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors on the planet right now. I love Idris Elba. He's such a good actor. But it's his show and it's his BBC show, and she's in it a bunch. Like she plays this spoiler alert, but only for the first episode. She plays like this psychopath who just doesn't have any emotion for anybody, but she loves Luther. She likes him a lot. So it's really good. Like it's strong. Yeah. It's strong. Like I like her a lot, so I got pumped when she won just because I like her and just because I liked her and Luther.
Yeah, I guess I watched the trailers of the affair and I still didn't know what was going on, kind of thing. It was like some crime happened and then the detective had an affair with somebody I just didn't understand it.
Yeah, all I know about it is Dominic West and Ruth Wilson have an affair, but that's enough to bring me in. Like I'll watch it whenever it's done. I don't know if the first season's completely finished yet, but I'll watch it whenever it's all done because I binge watch network shows. They tend to be confusing. Networks are not network, but premium shows tend to get confusing. So binge watching them for me seems to be the best way because when you got 50 characters in a show, it gets a little
it gets confusing.
It gets a little tough. Game of Thrones. I'll bring it up again. Too many characters.
Yeah, especially. They cut it down to flipping, but it was I think it might have been season 2 where it was just they were everywhere and you wouldn't see people. You would only see them for 5-10 minutes an episode because there were just so many people they had to get to.
Yeah,
and it got really confusing. It started adjusting it. What went on? They just finished up season 4. Are they going into They're going to season 5.
Are they going to season 5?
But it was season 3 where it just got
They got nuts
way too many people.
They got nuts at times.
They kind of brought it back in season 4 where it was less people to figure out.
Yeah.
But it was just
they were a little more interconnected in season 4. They were mostly in only a handful of places. Unlike in season 3 where it was people were everywhere.
Yeah.
It was crazy. That show, it's so good, but it can be pretty hard to take sometimes.
Yeah.
The amount of confusion.
And then it almost needs some more episodes to breathe. Have 15 or 16 episodes, but because it costs so much money.
It does cost so much money.
They can only do 10.
You know it costs them so much money to do. They said whenever they did that big battle in the port.
Yeah.
They said that episode cost more than the rest of the season combined, just because it was so much, so many people.
That was an awesome episode. I thought I was watching a movie.
It felt like it. I mean, that's where they spent most of their money. But that show's awesome. I like it. I'm not surprised it didn't win Best Drama, but I think it's good. It is super strong.
And I was also excited that the Transparent won Best Comedy Series and
see, I haven't seen.
Jeffrey,
isn't that an Amazon show?
Tomber, yeah.
I see. I haven't seen it yet. I don't have Amazon Prime, so I haven't had a chance to watch it or whatever.
Did you ever sign up for that? You can get a free 6 months if you have a student account.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
you can watch it then.
Do that, people, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that and watch.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I just expired for me, but I watched it in December, and it was a fantastic series. I thought it was a kind of weird premise, but just the performances and just even it kind of revolves around his life and then his children's life too, and you realize his children are also dealing with identity crisis.
Is it funny?
The thing is, I really wish that wasn't a comedy category. It probably wouldn't have won if it was in comedy category. There's funny parts. It's kind of like Louis. Actually, it's almost more serious than Louis. It just you feel like you're watching it. It's kind of like a drama show. Honestly, I don't know why they call it a comedy. Well, there's some rough episodes. You're just man, it's depressing.
In Oscar, Golden Globe, award world, dark comedies tend to be the thing that gets you a comedy nod. Like Birdman didn't come off as a comedy to me, but it's a comedy in the sense of award shows. It doesn't seem like a comedy to me. There are moments that are kind of funny, like the opening shot where he's how did this place smells like balls or whatever. It's pretty funny, but I don't really consider that a comedy.
Yeah,
it's a drama to me.
So I guess in that sense, there's just kind of funny jokes in it. There's a couple times where I laughed, but it's just mainly a dark comedy sort of thing. And
legitimate what most people would consider comedy, ridiculous comedy doesn't win awards. It just doesn't even get nominated. So that's what the comedy and musical there. I mean, Wolf of Wall Street was nominated last year as a comedy.
Yeah, but
it was funny.
It was a blast.
It was a funny movie, but
was just,
it was not. I wouldn't consider that a comedy. Really.
I would be the closest comedy that was nominated because just there was a bunch of situational comedy in it, and it was just I had fun.
It was a fun movie.
It was probably like 15 to half an hour too long.
Oh, yeah.
It started dragging towards the end.
A friend of mine, my roommate.
But it was just like the whole 2.5 hours was a blast.
Oh yeah, my roommate took it, and right when the moment where he's like, I'm not leaving. Like he cut the movie there, and went to the hey ho scene, and that's how he wrapped up the whole movie. Like, he just stopped it. Like, all the stuff where he got caught and stuff went bad, he cut all that out.
I mean, I guess this is, the only, the serious part.
Yeah, all the serious parts. He calls it the Lion of Wall Street. Seriously, he calls it the Lion of Wall Street. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good movie, though.
Yeah.
I went to go see that movie with my mom.
Oh, mistake.
And I went and it was weird. Like, it was on my birthday.
Talk about a vulgar movie. That was the most vulgar movie I've seen.
It was so vulgar and it was so uncomfortable. I went with my mom comes down for my birthday last year, and it's my birthday's the 29th. So she comes down, and we go eat, and I'm a big movie buff. She loves movies. That's where I got my love of movies from. And she was like, "What movie do you want to go see?" I was like, "Let's go see Wolf of Wall Street. It's the only one I haven't seen yet." Because I had already seen all the other bigger movies that were out at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's go see Wolf of Wall Street. It'll be good. It's Martin Scorsese. It'll be awesome. We get in there, and the first scene is, him, blowing coke into some girl's, butt. And I'm just like, what? I'm like, I just remember looking over at my mom and going, oh, God, this is going to be a long afternoon. It was so uncomfortable. It
doesn't even get. It gets worse
from
there.
But that was the opening shot,
and
I'm just like, oh God! And that stuff
was gonna be the whole setup.
And that Margot Robbie,
she's playing,
and she does all that sexual stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm in the theater with my mom, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was weird.
The funny part was because I work at a movie theater, back where I live, and when that came out. All the older people went and saw it because they're like Martin Scorsese, and legitimately people got mad.
Oh yeah.
They were like, "What is this? This vulgar." I was like, just look up the movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't know
there was
this
this one
that
point.
bad.
I was just like, "Oh my God!" Someone sat through the whole thing and then complained about it. If you don't like it so much, just walk out.
I worked in theaters for 5 years. That's the worst. If you leave after 10 minutes, you got an argument.
Yeah.
But you stay the whole movie. I'm sorry. It sucks to suck. Get out. That movie. But yeah, that was a tough step for me. For me in there with my mom. It was pretty awkward. It was a good movie though.
back. Sorry for that. Well, it was a commercial break. We actually had somebody come in and it was kind of awkward. But
yeah, it was a little weird. Yeah. But it is what it is. That's what happens when you record in a room that is open to the public or open to the people in student media. It is what it is. So what we got, Luke? Moving on, buddy.
All right, now on to Oscar nominations.
Oscar noms. Let's talk about that.
Get out the laptop here to read it off.
All right.
So we got for Best Picture, Birdman, Boyhood, Selma, Theory of Everything, Intimidation Game, Grand Budapest Hotel, American Sniper, Whiplash.
Whiplash got nominated, huh?
Yeah.
I just watched Whiplash. Dope. Really good. Really good movie.
That was one movie I still need to see.
So good. So good.
I was just watching the trailers.
I really enjoyed it. I'm shocked it got nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Like, it's good, but it doesn't seem like an Oscar movie. Like, you can watch a movie and be like,
yeah.
Foxcatcher didn't get nominated?
Nope.
Really? Wow. I'm shocked on that one. That's a little shocking. But Boyhood's gonna win. I mean, I just said it earlier. I said it earlier. Boyhood's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's locked in.
I can't. I'm so mad. Like, and American Sniper got nominated so much, but apparently people were like, meh. Like, it was like okay movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, because it just came out today.
It just came out. I haven't had a chance to watch it, unfortunately.
But just like reading the reviews, people were just like, it's okay, like 7s. But like compared to like everything else, where it has like a 9, 90, 95%.
Like Birdman's strong.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed Birdman. I gave it like a 3.8 on my show. I wish I could go back and give it like a 4. It's good. It's a good movie. It feels like an Oscar movie. You watch it, you're like, this could win some awards. You can just tell. You can feel it. I haven't seen Theory of Everything yet. Boyhood was really good.
Yeah.
Boyhood's long though. Boyhood feels long. I don't know how long that movie is, but it feels long.
I didn't feel like it felt long to me. It was just kind of like, I guess I related some stuff to like my childhood.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up with that sort of stuff and just like different things you were into. And my favorite scene in Boyhood, I was going to ask you this, but my favorite scene of Boyhood was like when they went to Austin to visit his
older sister.
And I literally did that like at his age during that time. And I would go to my older friends' colleges and just and go out and eat late. And it was just it was a cool experience just to see like. It was awesome. You felt more relatable because I did that. And
my senior year of high school, every weekend I would go down to our dreaded rival Clemson. I would go down there every weekend because my best friend was a year older than me and was a freshman at Clemson. So we'd go down there. Me and one of my buddies would load up because on Fridays we would get out. On Fridays my school schedule was awesome. I would get out at 12:15. Every Friday. So we would load up right after school and we would drive down to Clemson and we would just like party, hang out, hit on girls, have a good time, eat late, stuff like that. We would have a good time and stuff. And that totally felt like a scene that I was like, oh man, I know that feeling. That movie's strong. It's good. It does, to me, it feels long. It just, I think it's probably because there's not that much going on in it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's good. That's going to win Best Picture. I heard Imitation Game's great. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I was actually going to go watch it this weekend. My mom went and saw it and said she loved it. And
that's what I heard.
She has a good taste, yeah. And I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
I love that name. I wish my name was Benedict Cumberbatch. You know he gets ladies, man, just off that name.
No, he got engaged.
Did he?
Yeah. His fiance, I forget her name, but now he's getting married.
I know who she is. Crap, I was looking at it yesterday. Either way, yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I love his name. Yeah. It's a cool name. Benedict Cumberbatch. Come on. That name is awesome.
It just sounds really proper.
You walk up to some girl and you're like, hey. And she's like, and you're like, what's your name? And she'll be like, my name's Jessica. And if you're like, what's your name? Benedict Cumberbatch. Immediately, you're like, holy crap, this guy's awesome. Like, that name's cool. Plus, like, Sherlock's a really phenomenal show.
I love Sherlock.
It's probably my favorite show.
I'm not like a huge fan of BBC shows. Like, some people just, like, love it. Like, Mr. Suffrage and Downington Abbey and, like...
Downton Abbey and all that crap. Yeah,
Like, people are, like, huge fans. Like, my mom watches Downington Abbey, so I know more about it than I have to. But, I'm not. I just can't get into
get
like
into
BBC shows, but that's the one BBC show I really enjoy.
Sherlock's really good. Try Luther. It's amazing.
Have you watched Doctor Who?
I've never watched Doctor Who.
Yeah, some people. There's just like a one sect, and everybody just obsesses over.
My professor, one of my film professors, Dr. Lauren Steimer, shout out. She loves Doctor Who, and she bring I had her for 2 classes last semester and 2 classes this semester, so she'll bring up Doctor Who fairly regularly. And I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but it's been running for like 50 years, so it's like really hard to
But I guess
find a place to jump in. But yeah.
But they say like 8 seasons ago, like when they sort of kind of
changed the show a little bit.
Yeah. So.
But I want to check it out, but it's one of those things that it's just like, man, I know me, and if it's one of 2 things are gonna happen. Either one, I'm gonna love it, and then I'm gonna binge watch 8 seasons, and I'm in the middle of school right now. Like I'm gonna put schoolwork aside because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to time manage very well. Sometimes. Mainly when it comes to watching movies and TV. Or I'm going to hate it, and then I'm going to keep rewatching it, because that's what I do, because I feel bad when people are like, when people that I, like, this keeps happening with Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Love Star Wars. I've read, like, 4 Star Wars novels. I've watched all of the Clone Wars, every episode of Rebels so far. I've seen all the movies multiple times. Yeah. Like, that was, like, the biggest thing I remember from growing up. Like, me and my mom were walking through the mall in Spartanburg, like, when I was growing up, and Star Wars, they remastered all the Star Wars movies right before The Phantom Menace came out, and they put all of the originals out, digitally remastered, and they put them out, and every Thursday night, my mom would take me to a midnight show. I was like 5. My mom was like, I feel like the worst parent ever, but I was like, and the first one we went to, we literally sat in an aisle, because there were no seats. So me and my mom sat in the aisle at a midnight show to watch Star Wars Episode 1. Wow. And I was like 5, and it was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. And you'll see people, like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of shows and stuff, and people that love Star Wars love Lord of the Rings. So I saw Lord of the Rings when they came out. I thought they were okay. And I've rewatched all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies like 6 times, trying to be like, why don't I love this? I should love this. Yeah. What is wrong with me? And then, so I've basically tortured myself for, like, because put those movies together, like 9 hours.
Yeah.
You watch them 6 times. Like,
oh my God, that's like 3 days. Yeah. Some people like doing that. I can't do that. I would get fatigued. I get fatigued when I watch 2 movies in a row. I can't do it.
I've been doing that. I've been doing that for years. Like, every 6 months, I'll go back and I'll watch Lord of the Rings, and I'm just like, why? And I still don't like it.
You've seen The Hobbit?
I haven't seen The Hobbit yet because I just hate Lord of the Rings.
This is what I did. I guess, like, I might have been like 2 years younger, like, when the Lord of the Rings came out, so I just, like, I guess my parents never took me to it, or they thought it wasn't, like, for me or whatever, but, like, so I never saw Lord of the Rings, and I was like, why didn't you see Lord of the Rings? So, in anticipation, so I saw The Hobbit, the first Hobbit, and I really liked it, and everybody was like, The Hobbit, it should have been one movie, but, like, since I didn't see the other Lord of the Rings, I really enjoyed it.
It might be, I've heard from people that are fans of both, that The Hobbit is much more accessible to normal people than Lord of the Rings are. The Lord of the Rings feel like
intense, because it's just a one book jammed into one movie there,
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings, basically, from what I've heard, is that there are moments. It's kind of like some of the Harry Potter movies where, like, I read all the Harry Potter books. There's moments where you'll see stuff that people that didn't read the books won't necessarily understand. But people that read the books will be like, oh, crap, that's a whatever reference. Like, you can see that. And apparently that happens with Lord of the Rings a lot more. And The Hobbit is much more accessible, apparently. Yeah. Now, I haven't watched The Hobbit, but it's just one of those things. That's what I've heard. That's what I've been told from a couple people that I've talked to. And I just...
the only thing that made me mad about The Hobbit is, like, the beginning of the 3rd movie, they do something really stupid where they cliffhanger the 2nd one, and it's just like... What was the point of having a cliffhanger there?
Yeah, I hate when they have cliffhanger movies. That drives me crazy.
I liked all the performances. I thought it was pretty good. Like, the end of the 3rd movie was like, okay. But I actually, like, after I saw the first Hobbit, I wanted to get all the Lord of the Rings set. So I have the Lord of the Rings set. And I watched the first movie, and I fell asleep.
That's the best one.
I fell asleep towards the middle, because I must have been, like, really tired towards the end. But everyone's like, the first one's the slowest. And I just never watched the last 2, Two Towers and Return of the King.
Return of the King. It's tough. I don't know. I wasn't a fan. Like, that's just me. I don't know. Like, it's weird. I would get into Star Wars lore like crazy. Like, I know all about that kind of stuff. But, like, you put me in, I know a good deal about it. I don't know everything, but I know a pretty good amount about Star Wars. But you put me in like Lord of the Rings, and it's just like I know it's weird. Like I watch Star Wars, and all that stuff makes sense to me. Like all the Force stuff, all the ridiculous nonsense, it all makes sense in my head. I watch Lord of the Rings, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Like it's weird. Like I can understand like races of. There's a million races in one bar in Star Wars, but like, what's up with these hobbits? They're so tiny. Yeah. Like, I can't. It's just like I got a mental block.
I guess it's because like it's. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's kind of the basis for all like like the medieval games
fantasy.
And the fantasy and all that.
It might be. I know it's old. I know they've been out a while.
I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that's kind of was like the basis for like
it was either
all like the Elder Scrolls series.
It was either the basis or it was one of those things. In my opinion, it was like it came out when that stuff was really popular because that stuff hit like a really fever pitch at one point in like the
early 1900s.
It was like 1960s, 70s, earlier than that. Like I think like it had a resurgence in the 60s and it was really big in the 20s. Now I know the guy that made so I mean I would think that it came out in one of those periods where all that medieval stuff was kind of popular again, but I would imagine that the reason that that's starting to resurge again somewhat in like games and whatnot is because of Lord of the Rings. Plus Peter Jackson owns a game company, so I don't know, the Elder Scrolls might be a freaking Peter Jackson game for all I know. I don't really know. I'm not the gaming guy. For that you got to go to High Score headquarters. Shout out. Yeah, that's why I haven't watched Doctor Who. Yeah. That was a really long way to just say, like, I'm either going to watch it all or I'm going to hate it and then I'm going to keep watching it.
So we have connected Boyhood to Lord of the Rings somehow.
We are awesome at this. So what's next?
Moving on to Best Actress in a Leading Role. You got Julianne Moore in Still Alice, Felicia Jones in The Theory of Everything, Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl.
What? Gone Girl?
Reese Witherspoon in Wild.
Yes.
I can't even say this last one. Marianne
Cotillard.
Cotillard.
She's French. That's close as close as my southern horrible accent can approximate the French.
In 2 Days, One Night. Never heard of that.
Never heard of that movie either. I know that this seems like a category where there's a lot of people there's a lot of movies that like people are good at them, but the movies are kind of okay. Julianne Moore is going to win for Still Alice. I think. I honestly, going into this award season, I thought it would be Reese Witherspoon for Wild, because I haven't seen it. My mom went and saw it and said it's very much a like woman movie, but she said she's on screen by herself like 80% of the movie.
Wow, I mean it's kind of like a single.
Yeah, it's a journey kind of thing, and apparently it's good. But I thought she would win, but since Julianne Moore, everyone's just going nuts for Still Alice, because in this movie she plays someone who has Alzheimer's, so she's slowly like going out of it, and a lot of people are really praising her performance. Julianne Moore's a really good actress; she's really great. Like I really loved her in the Kids Are Alright. Big fan of her in that. I mean, I've seen her in other things, but that was the standout performance for me, where I was like, hey, she can act, because she replaced Jodie Foster in the Silence of the Lambs movies, and I was like, oh, she's not Jodie Foster. She's a really good actress, and everyone's really praising that movie for the bravery that she kind of showed, like doing that role.
Oh, it's definitely really good. The one like I've seen her in, I guess it's not really recent anymore because it came out in 2013. I saw her in the Carrie remake. She played, Carrie's
mom, yeah.
And
haven't seen
it yet. People were hating on it because, once again, not the original, but it's still probably one of my favorite movies from 2000.
Really? Was it that good?
I'm a big fan of Chloe Grace
Moretz.
Yeah,
she's a really good actress.
And she played Hit Girl, and she was in Carrie.
She's in Hit Girl. And she's in one of my favorite movies, 500 Days of Summer.
Yeah, and she's just awesome. Like she's definitely an up and coming star. And
she'll be.
The reason I liked her in Carrie, she was I think 15 or 16 at the time when she played it, and that was when she was supposed to be that girl. Not like what they do now is to have like a 25-year-old play like a 16-year-old, and I hate that.
Funny story. Carrie 2.
Oh yeah,
they made a Carrie 2 back in like
70s,
10, 15 years
ago.
ago.
Oh yeah, that was like in 1994.
It was shot. Now, it was a funny story. It was shot in North Carolina.
Uh-huh.
And one of my best friends back up in Charlotte, his roommate they shot it at his high school and he was an extra. So you could see him in Carrie too, like twice.
Yeah.
So it was pretty. So we watched it one night. It's terrible. It is a train wreck.
It was like that's like it's like the Revenge of Carrie.
It is so bad. It's Carrie. I think it's Carrie 2: The Revenge. It's terrible. And like that is the worst name for a sequel ever. The Revenge. Everyone uses that time. That's the most common thing ever. But yeah, it was kind of crazy because it's like I know somebody that lives with him. Plus, I saw him all the time. So I was over there a bunch, and it's like I know that guy. Like I know that guy really well. Like it's crazy. So that's just a funny little blurb about my life.
So on to actor in a leading role.
Oh, hang on, I'm not done yet. Who else we got? What else is going on? Oh, Reese Witherspoon. What's her face? Felicity Jones.
Yeah.
She's really good. She was in a movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it had Jennifer Lawrence and what the heck is that other kid's name? The kid that plays the little Russian dude in Star Trek.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He is a really great actor. Like I think he's one of the most underrated actors on planet Earth right now. Like I love him. I think he's really good. So I like her. I know she's a good actress. Like she's a really good actress. So
but Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore is gonna win. I mean she crushes in this. Felicity Jones was. The Theory of Everything is one of those. Like Crazy is the name of the movie. Sorry, that was Anton. I know his name's Anton, but I don't. Anton Yelchin. I love Anton Yelchin. He's an amazing actor. He's so good. I think he's. It shocks me that he's not more famous, but obviously I love him and I can't even remember his name. That's how non-famous he is. But she's a really good actress. I mean that's kind of a role where you're like I'm going for an award. Like you're really playing Stephen Hawking's wife. Like you're gonna get nominated.
Yeah, but like it was something like screwy. Didn't she like divorce him or he divorced her? I can't remember. It was like something weird that happened.
I haven't seen that movie yet.
But like in real life, like I think
they're still
like
married, maybe.
I remember because he got remarried or something, or like I think she just like left him or something.
I'll be honest, I don't know much about Stephen Hawking's life. I don't know much about physics or that much. But yeah, Felicity Jones is good. But yeah, that's a pretty strong category. But Julianne, it's a pretty decent category. Julianne Moore and Reese Witherspoon are the standouts. Julianne Moore's probably gonna win. Yeah. I would give her like, if they were like percentage this out, I would be like, I would go Julianne Moore like 80% chance to win, and Reese Witherspoon like 19.9, and then everyone else gets like a 0.1% combined between all of them. That would be the way I would break it down. So, what's the next category, my friend?
We got actor in a leading role: Michael Keaton in Birdman. Mm-hmm.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah, in Theory of Everything. Benedict Cumberbatch, Intimidation Game. Steve Carell, Foxcatcher, and Bradley Cooper, American Sniper.
Man, that's a pretty stacked category, my friend.
I still think Michael Keaton's going to win.
I think Michael Keaton will probably win. I think it'll either be Michael Keaton or Eddie Redmayne. It'll be one of those two. Those are the two options, basically. Eddie Redmayne playing Stephen Hawking is kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, I'm going to win an Oscar because I'm playing a real guy who's famous in a wheelchair.
I know. It's like demanding role to like see him like,
Yeah, demanding role, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, that's an Oscar. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think he was. I haven't seen Theory of Everything. I'm sorry, so I can't really talk about that much. But Michael Keaton crushes in Birdman. He's so good in Birdman. Benedict Cumberbatch is good in everything. I haven't seen Imitation Game yet either. I know I mentioned that earlier, but everyone seems to love it. And plus, he's playing a real guy too. So and I did see Foxcatcher, and Steve Carell crushes in Foxcatcher.
Yeah, he just looks
Now
creepy.
I don't know why he's in the leading role.
Yeah.
Because he's not the lead of that movie.
It was Channing Tatum, right?
Yeah. Channing Tatum is the lead of that movie. I can't figure out. He plays Mark Schultz. I cannot figure out. Good looking guy. Channing Tatum does. He plays Mark Schultz, and he's the main character of the movie.
Yeah. It's like it gets screwy. Like with.
It's weird why they put Steve Carell in that category. He should have been in Best Supporting Actor. Because he's not in them. I mean, he's in the movie a decent amount, but he's not in it that much.
Yeah.
He's not in it like every scene. It's not like his movie. Like, I've seen Birdman. Michael Keaton's in like 90% of the the movie. Yeah. Like, that's his movie. Like, I didn't see. But Steve Carell crushes in Foxcatcher. He's really good. I don't think he'll win an Oscar based off the fact that I think Michael Keaton or Eddie Redmayne will, but Steve Carell crushes in that role. He's so good. I think if he would have been in Best Supporting Actor, he might have been my favorite to win that category.
Wow. Yeah, because he got moved around. I remember that happened with True Grit. Happened with Haley Seinfeld, and she did a fantastic job. She's like one of the youngest. She tied with, I think it was Anna Paquin.
Anna Paquin from when she was in the piano.
Yeah.
Well, that got broken.
Yeah.
With
the
girl from Annie and Beast of the Southern Wild.
Beast of the Southern Wild.
Well, that's the same girl.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah, same girl.
I never saw
little African American
really
girl.
But
She's so good. I can't remember her name. She has a weird name.
Did she? I don't think she didn't win.
She didn't win.
But I think Anna Paquin was like the youngest one to ever win.
Yeah.
But
Kirsten Dunst also was really young and got nominated.
But she got misplaced because she was the main actress in that movie, but she got put in supporting actors, and then Melissa Leto she won for The Fighter, and obviously she was going. So like she might have had a chance at that one, but I forgot who won.
But yeah, Steve Carell's misplaced. I think he's really good. I mean, I like Bradley Cooper. I think he's a good actor too. I haven't seen American Sniper that just came out today, so But also, if I had to judge it right now, the favorites are Keaton and Redmayne. But I would actually lean towards Keaton. Oddly enough, I would lean towards Keaton. I thought Michael Keaton was amazing in that movie. Now I haven't seen Theory of Everything, but Michael Keaton crushes. He's fully deserves what he's getting, and that excites me as a Batman fan. Yeah. What? Yeah, go Batman, baby. But yeah, he's really good. What's the next category?
We got directing, and we got Alejandro Gonzalez. Birdman. I can't even pronounce his hyphenated name.
Yeah, don't even try.
Iñárritu.
Don't even try. Just give up.
I
wouldn't try.
Richard
Linklater.
Yeah.
Boyhood.
Wes Anderson, Grand Budapest Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Morton Tatum for the Intimidation Game. Bennett Miller for Foxcaster, which was funny because all these people have hard names to pronounce. Did you see that video of I think it was best soundtrack was it for Mr. Turner? And the guy's name was Danny Pope, but the guy said Danny. The woman who was announcing said Danny Poop. Oh. I was like, how do you mess that up?
If you're gonna go up there and announce a category, be able to name the people in that category.
That wasn't even a hard name to announce.
No.
Pope, and he said Poop.
That's awesome.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Now, when it comes to Best Director, Richard Linklater's got this on lock.
You think? I thought
Wes
Birdman.
Anderson. Wes Anderson's up there, but I think that I legitimately think that Boyhood. I think Richard Linklater is going to get nominated.
Yeah,
he's going to get
just
based off what he did, just based off the balls of what Richard Linklater had to be like, hey, I'm going to go talk to two really famous actors, and Patricia Arquette and Ethan Hawke, who were famous at the time. They're not so much famous anymore, but 12 years ago when they started making the movie, they were both famous. I'm gonna pitch this movie to them. I'm gonna find a 5-year-old kid and just have him in every scene. We're gonna come back every 2 years, shoot a couple scenes, and then move on. The balls of that are amazing. It's ridiculous that they had balls like this to be in that movie, and it was tough for them because and I know Richard Linklater's daughter plays the sister.
Yeah.
And she didn't even want to act anymore. She just wanted to be in it when she was a kid.
Yeah,
and then he had to convince her to come back. It's his own daughter.
But the movie wouldn't work if she didn't come back.
She just disappeared. Yeah, so the way they did that though was just I don't know. I think he's gonna win. I think maybe Wes Anderson's got a shot, and then Gonzalez, homeboy from Birdman's got a shot, but I think Linklater's got this pretty locked up right now. If I had to guess, I mean, now granted we're a month out, stuff changes, rumors happen, but as of right now, sitting from the outside looking in, I said Linklater's got this pretty much on lock.
Yeah,
at least that's my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I would think so. It's either between him and Gonzalez.
Really, I just think. I threw Wes Anderson in there because people love him. I don't get him, but
I really like Grand Budapest Hotel. I was surprised it won a lot in the Golden Globe. I really enjoyed it though. I was kind of came out of nowhere because it came out last March. And I kind of just forgot about it.
A lot of people.
And usually what happens is you know, it's like basically from the last 6 months gets nominated, you know,
That's
and
basically
everybody
the last-
kind of forgets what happens.
It's basically late October
Mm-hmm.
on, like late October. It's usually actually November on.
Mm-hmm.
Is generally where you're going to see your Oscar movies, which isn't really that holding true this year.
Yeah.
Boyhood came out in the middle of the summer. Grand Budapest Hotel came out in the middle of the summer.
No, Grand Budapest came out like March.
No, really came out
Yeah.
that early. Like I know,
Like March.
Theory Everything was
March.
out a while ago.
Yeah.
That came out like
August or something.
I have a little bit later than that, but it
Yeah.
it wasn't an Oscar season.
Mm-hmm.
Gone Girl, even though it didn't get any nominations, which hurts my
Yeah.
so it got one nomination, which hurts my soul a little bit. It got that came out in like mid-October,
Yeah.
which is kind of
October.
early. Generally, you see November, December is basically your Oscar times, but that's not holding true this year, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say that those are the three, but Richard Linklater's pretty much got this on lock.
Yeah. So we got an actress in a supporting role: Patricia Arquette, Boyhood; Emma Stone, Birdman; Keira Knightley, The Intimidation Game; Meryl Streep, Into the Woods; and Laura Dern, Wild.
All right, now on this one, I'm gonna say Emma Stone crushes in Birdman.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably oddly enough, she's one of my favorite characters in Birdman. I thought she was really interesting.
Yeah, she did a good job in that.
Laura Dern's a good actress. Haven't seen Wild.
Yeah, like what you said. Like if she's on, like if we, you know, Reese Witherspoon was like in 80% of the movie, it's like kind of hard.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, well, I mean, there were people that get nominated for weird times, like the guy at home, that got nominated for Argo a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the movie less than 5
Yeah,
minutes.
it was Alan Aiken.
Yes, something like that.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was great, but he's in it for like 5 minutes. Kathy Bates won an Oscar, and she was literally in the movie 5 minutes. She was in one scene and won an Oscar.
Wow, she must have like crushed it or something.
She did, but 5 minutes. Like,
yeah, that's not even fair. You know?
that's like really like all you have to do is come in there and give your all world best for like
I
a
know.
day.
Yeah,
You know?
2 days.
And Kathy Bates is a phenomenal actress. I mean, nobody that looks like that would be famous without being that talented.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just be real. But Keira Knightley, I mean, I'm a fan. I think she's hot. I've never really seen her in anything where I was blown away by her acting ability.
Mm-hmm. Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. Now
the Academy just loves her.
Now
That's
we're
the
getting
thing where I
into
can
the
see like a dark horse.
See, that's what I was about to say. Meryl Streep. Anything she's nominated for has got a shot. Now,
Yeah.
It might be the worst. That performance might be the worst one in this category. It might very well be. Oscars love some Meryl Streep. Don't get me wrong.
Crazy.
Don't get me wrong. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah. She's
I
awesome.
love Meryl Streep.
So like every time she gets nominated, she's probably gonna win.
she gets nominated. She's got a shot. And then the other ones, who are the ones I didn't mention? Patricia Arquette for Boyhood. She's probably gonna win.
Yeah.
all that being said about Meryl Streep, Patricia Arquette's probably gonna win.
Yeah, definitely.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Now on to that actor in a supporting role. We got J.K. Simmons, Whiplash; Edward Norton, Birdman; Ethan Hawke, Boyhood; Mark Ruffalo, Foxcatcher; Robert Duvall, The Judge.
Jesus Christ!
And I forgot to copy something else. That's my bad.
Jesus Christ! That's one of the most stacked categories I've ever heard in my
Yeah.
life. Really?
Yeah.
Holy Nikes!
And
I don't know if we're allowed to use profanity, so I'm trying not to.
well, I would probably
Cut it out.
So
Never mind, we're good.
It down.
Yeah, never mind, we're good. Holy crap! Really? That's the okay. Look, let me.
I'm hoping J.K. Simmons, but
yes.
I could see. If J.K. Simmons was in there, I could see Edward Norton winning. But then some people like Robert Duvall
And Judge. Now, Robert Duvall, great actor. The Judge, decent movie. He's good in that. I mean, I'm a big fan of Downey Jr. So, I mean, Duvall's in. Good actor. I don't think he's going to win. Mark Ruffalo is really good in Foxcatcher. He's strong. He's not in it that much.
Yeah.
He's not in it. He plays kind of like the third lead.
Yeah, isn't it his brother? Or
He
something?
plays his Mark Schultz, who Channing Tatum plays. He plays Dave Schultz, who's his older brother, and is like, they're both in this movie. They're both like Olympic wrestlers, and they're both like some of the best wrestlers that ever came through America. Dave Schultz is arguably the best American wrestler ever, And but he crushes. I mean, he moves like him. He talks like him. It's interesting. He's really good in that role. He's strong. I mean, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Mark Ruffalo. He's really good in this movie, but he's not gonna win.
Yeah.
I would argue. And what's the next one?
Well, Ethan Hawke, Edward Norton.
Ethan Hawke's good. He's not gonna win.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good. He deserves the nomination.
I liked it. He did a really good job in the role.
Yeah. Especially the end. You really start to like him at the end. He's good.
It's just like he was kind of like at the beginning of the movie. He kind of like popped in. And he was just kind of like that dad. And he was kind of flat. Like it was more Patricia Arquette had more depth to her, but like as you know, as he was older,
you could just
he kind of got more wise.
It's interesting. It's interesting to look at because it's just an interesting like case study on everybody in this show, in that movie. So Ethan Hawke, he deserves to get nominated. I mean, he's not gonna win. J.K. Simmons, and I think J.K. Simmons is the favorite. He deserves to be. J.K. Simmons was really freaking good. Yeah, he was really good in that movie. He crushes in Whiplash, and he's really good. He is one of my favorite. Whiplash is really good, and he's really good in it. He deserves this nomination. He deserves this win. I think the other one is Ed Norton. Edward Norton's really good in Birdman, but I think J.K. Simmons has probably got this one.
Yeah, but if he wasn't in there, I would say Edward Norton would probably win.
Yeah, that's a stat category though. That's a strong category. Like as far as just like the amount of people that are in it and like their performances in those movies, strong, super strong.
Yeah. So next category we got writing. Adapted screenplay, and this is where I'm going to get that out of here. Okay. But we got Graham Moore, The Intimidation Game, Damon Chaldeli, The Whiplash, Anthony McCartan, the Theory of Everything, Jason Hall, American Sniper, which I don't understand, and Paul Thomas Anderson, Inherent Vice.
All right, look, I really don't know who's going to win this category. I have no idea. But I do know one thing that I said in my Ground Girl review, that if this chick, whatever her name is, I'm looking it up right now because I apologize, I'm a guy stuck with names. Yeah, Gillian Flynn. If she did not win for Gone Girl, I would never watch the Oscars again. She didn't even get nominated. Didn't even get freaking nominated. Oscars, what are you doing? This is embarrassing. This is an embarrassment because Gone Girl was... Now look, the movie is good. It's really good. The script is a masterpiece. Screw the Oscars. I'm so mad about this category. It makes me sick.
It's crazy how Inherent Vice is in it. And like I've talked to people who I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
But
is it even out yet?
Yeah, it came out recently. But like I had a couple friends that went and saw it, and they said they were so confused the whole movie. The end, someone just like, did anybody understand this movie at all? Because he was telling me at the beginning, some girl goes, and nobody could hear what she said, and then it just like pops into some random scene, and I guess people like it because it's like, I don't know, kind of like artsy. It's just artsy. Like, but it's artsy or whatever.
It's a hipster movie.
But like, it was just, they said it was a waste. Even like a couple friends were really big into film. They said they hated it because they had no idea what was going on. It was just
How
confusing.
can a movie get an award for writing?
If you confuse your audience.
It doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, oh my God. Like, Gone Girl should have won this category. I'm sorry. And I know I'm not an Oscar guy. Like, I'm not somebody who has a vote. But Gone Girl that script is super strong. That script screwed my head up for 2 weeks. That script is a masterpiece. Is that movie great? It's good. The performances in it are good. The directing, good. The script, masterwork. And it is offensive. Offensive! That she didn't even get nominated? Are you kidding me? I flipped out when I saw this. I lost it.
And even like American Sniper got nominated, which and the reviews are coming out. They're saying like meh on the story, really good acting by Bradley Cooper, but like the story is just kind of general. Like that's crazy. Yeah. How American Sniper, which is getting like meh reviews, and while everybody flipping out about Gone Girl,
man. Clint friggin' Eastwood, man. It's the same thing that happens where it's like, shh. I'm pretty sure the Oscars like, oh, shnikes. We need another person in this category. Did Clint Eastwood make a movie this year? Yes, he did, boss. Yes, Clint Eastwood. Same thing happens when every time...
But he didn't get nominated for
every time
directing.
Martin Scorsese makes a movie,
Yeah.
like, we need someone to fill the category. Scorsese made a movie this year. Good, let's throw DiCaprio in there because he's in every movie.
Yeah. He should have won last year.
He should have won for Shutter Island. That's my
Really?
opinion.
I didn't like Shutter Island.
I didn't like it either. His performance is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
His performance is really good. He should have won for that.
So you're telling me they just threw it in there because it was well known or whatever?
I mean, possibly. I don't know. I don't know why Gone Girl wouldn't get nominated. I have no idea. Like, in my personal opinion, I don't know who's going to win this category. I have no idea. Probably Inherent Vice because I don't know crap.
I'm thinking. Let me go back to it. I'm thinking Theory of Everything, probably.
I can see that. Theory of Everything might win.
Or Whiplash, possibly. I don't know.
See,
Whiplash, was the story pretty good?
It's strong. I mean, it's a good script. It's just, it's one of those things where it's like, it's tough because a lot of the movies people play music.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing as like Pitch Perfect. Like I would not have guessed that Whiplash was a book.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you watch, like Pitch Perfect was a book.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was just...
No, it was a book. Like how's a book about an a cappella singing group good? Like how is that a book? Like 9% of that movie is the fun of seeing them sing, and I mean, all the girls are doing like funny gross out humor, but like how is that a good book? I have no idea. And for Whiplash, a lot of it is people friggin'
playing music, jazz music. That's why I'm excited.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's good. But that I don't know. I would say probably. Yeah, I would probably say Theory of Everything for there. But I mean, Gone Girl not getting nominated is offensive to the world.
Well, before you spin your wheels there, we'll go on to the next category. Writing original screenplay, Richard...
Linklater Boyhood. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Alejandro Gonzalez.
Yep.
A bunch of other people that I can't even pronounce their names.
Yeah,
Armando Alexander, Birdman. Wes Anderson. And Hugo Guinness for Grand Budapest Hotel. Dan Gilroy for Nightcrawler, which is interesting, and Emax Fry and Dan Futterman for Foxcatcher.
I would say, really, Foxcatcher's an original movie? That's crazy. I thought that would be based off a book, because I mean, that's a real story.
That I saw the trailer, so I can't wait till that, it's coming here next week. Yeah, or no,
Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. It's coming next week, so I'm excited.
I cannot watch Jake Gyllenhaal. Can't do it. I don't know what it is about. I mean, he's creepy and everything. I don't know. I find him off-putting.
Yeah.
Same thing for his sister. They're both off-putting and odd to me.
Yeah, I don't like his sister that much. I like him more.
I mean, she's in one of my favorite movies, but I love Dark Knight. But such a nerd.
So who do you think's gonna?
I think for this, it's probably gonna be Birdman or Grand Budapest Hotel. Possible. What was the last one you said? Nightcrawler. Those are kind of the three options in my opinion. I think probably it's if you had to tell me like who would you pick, I'd probably pick Birdman right now.
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of my head, Birdman. I haven't seen Grand Budapest Hotel, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I would say Birdman. Birdman's a strong script. I mean, don't get me wrong. I feel like they kind of stole a bunch of it from Black Swan, so I have a hard time giving it a favorite nod. But I would say that as of right now, probably Birdman. I mean, it's a good movie. It's strong. It's good. I haven't seen Nightcrawler, but I heard Nightcrawler was good.
Yeah.
But I'm still upset about Gillian. I'm so upset, man.
You gotta let it go.
I can't, dude. It's so good. That movie is so such a mind f of a movie.
So for last major category, because there's all these small categories,
there's a billion.
We're gonna do cinematography. We got Emmanuel
Birdman,
Lubetsky, Birdman, Roger Deakins, Unbroken, which I was like, what, really? Robert D. Yeoman for the Grand Budapest Hotel. Dick Pope
Pope
for Mr. Turner.
It's Mr. Turner.
Oh my gosh, I've never seen this name for a cinematography. Lucas, spelled Lukaz, Zoll.
He ain't from America.
And then some other guy that I can't even do.
What movie was that? What movie was that?
Ida.
Ida?
IDA.
That's the name of the movie?
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Probably some like.
I mean, look. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, Birdman.
Birdman, it's gonna hold true. I mean, look. I heard Unbroken was a good-looking movie. Heard it's not very good, but I heard it's good.
I would say it's good looking.
I heard it's a good looking movie. But
I got not gonna lie, I got bored towards the end. It kind of dragged. People disagree with me because they're like, oh, that's just kind of like showing how you deal with all this stuff. I understand, but it was just like kind of the same thing. Yeah. It's like,
Birdman's gonna win. Birdman. I mean, in my opinion, it should. Birdman.
Yeah.
The cinematography in Birdman is the standout in that movie. That's the to me in that movie. That is the thing that stands out over everything else. Michael Keaton might even win an Oscar for Best Actor. It might win the Oscar for Best Screenplay. It might win Best Picture. I don't know. All these nominations, the standouts, the cinematography.
Definitely.
That's the thing that's going to win this. That will, I'm telling you, the Birdman will at least win one Oscar. If Birdman, let me put it this way, if Birdman wins an Oscar and it's not for cinematography, it's offensive because the cinematography in that movie is pretty masterful.
Yeah, like the only one I can see that like has a minuscule chance is Grand Budapest Hotel because that had some really cool scenes in it too.
Yeah, I've heard that's a good looking one.
Yeah.
I mean, Wes Anderson, he makes interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he makes stuff that it's interesting and it's different. It's his style and it's him. But I mean, Birdman was so masterfully done. I can't even like.
That was kind of my favorite part of the movie was just the way they did it.
Yeah, just watching it, honestly, like, it got nominated for Best Screenplay, and I'm a huge screenplay guy, and I could just sit there and watch that movie on mute, dude. That movie's just interesting to watch visually, like, it's cool.
And the soundtrack, I hope he wins the soundtrack. I love that soundtrack with that jazz drummer.
Oh, it was awesome.
It was like it was just simple beats, but it flowed with the style.
That music fit that movie so well. It won't. In theory, everything's gonna win, but Birdman cinematography, I think that's pretty much a lock at this point. So that's my opinion. Well, what do you got? Was that where you're leaning?
I agree, definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's a masterwork. I mean that's a really good cinematography job. I mean there's a lot of really good stuff this year, and I say masterwork. I know I said it a bunch, but I mean we're talking about Oscars. I mean that's like
they're supposed to be the best.
They're supposed to be the best of the best. So, but yeah, Birdman. I don't know, and that's the same guy that I'm pretty sure that's the same cinematographer of Gravity. I think.
Huh.
So that would be 2 years in a row that he's won for best cinematography.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Talented guy.
All right, so that wraps up wraps up the Oscars.
Oh, okay. So what?
I know. I would say have any final thoughts, but you just rant about Gone Girl.
I would rant about Gone Girl a little bit.
We're gonna save that for another day.
All right. Cool.
And so, last question I'm gonna leave you with. What movies have you seen lately?
Okay.
We talk about Oscars.
What have I seen lately? All right. In the last week, the last 7 days, I've watched Foxcatcher. I've seen. Let me see. In the last week, I saw Foxcatcher. I saw Whiplash 3 times.
Oh my god.
And this morning, actually, I watched Justice League: Throne of Atlantis.
Huh.
I think I might have seen something else peppered in there. I'll be honest. I watched too many movies. It's crazy. But Foxcatcher. I grew up. For those of you who don't know me, which is most of you, I grew up wrestling my entire life. Like my dad's a high school wrestling coach. All my uncles wrestled. My grandpa, it was like the head wrestling official for the state of South Carolina for like 10 years. Like I know wrestling. So the Foxcatcher story I knew already going in, and it was fun to watch. Steve Carell's performance is really good. Channing Tatum, who I don't think he's good other than those 21 Jump Street movies, the 22 Jump Street. He's funny as crap in those movies, but he's good. He is good in Foxcatcher. Like, he's good in Foxcatcher. He's not great, but he doesn't. Usually he takes away from a movie for me, but he didn't take anything away.
Yeah.
So that's a good performance from Channing Tatum. Mark Ruffalo's really good. Steve Carell really crushes. It's an interesting movie. It's a bit slow.
Yeah.
Whiplash, awesome. Really good. I'm a big fan of Miles Teller. He was in one of my favorite movies of last year.
Spectacular Now, one of my favorite movies too.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. That's when I started just respecting the crap out of Shailene Woodley because she blew it out of the. Because I've heard the Descendants are also good with it.
She crushes in that movie.
But like she is just fantastic. Even like I saw the Divergent movie and I thought she was like the best part of the movie. Even like I didn't particularly like the whole thing because I'm kind of getting tired of the dystopian teen ones. But she was the best part of it, I would say.
She was good in that movie. I hated that movie, but she was good in it. I mean, I don't know. It's just that was my weakest performance.
But
That was her weakest performance in my opinion.
But it was a short movie. It's only like 90 minutes, but it was just, they packed so much in.
Oh, Spectacular Now is not short. It fits.
Yeah.
Spectacular Now is awesome.
They packed so much in an hour and 30 minutes.
Me and Nathan did a review of that last year.
Yeah.
It's really strong. I love Spectacular Now. That's one of my favorite movies. And Shailene Woodley's really good. I love Miles Teller. That was the movie that made me start liking Miles Teller. Miles Teller plays a jazz drummer in Whiplash. He's really good. He's not great. I mean, it's not not my personal favorite of his performances, but he is really good in it. J.K. Simmons is the standout. Like he brings his J. Jonah Jameson best with a lot of screaming. There's a lot of profanity. He throws some offensive crap at people.
Wow.
It is awesome. Like and he doesn't do it like he doesn't do it like Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino, where he's like just this angry old racist. He does it where he's like, it seems like he's trying to motivate people.
Yeah, and that's like his style, and it's like his style of the highway.
Yeah, he's a composer for a jazz band, and it's some like really good, like the best musician school in the world. And J.K. Simmons is one of the directors and / like head of the department or whatever. And Miles Teller plays this like up and coming jazz drummer, and it's good. It's strong. I've seen it twice. The music is really cool. Like,
I can't wait for that because I'm a huge fan of jazz. Been playing jazz for a while.
Oh, really? See, that to me, that's kind of like the draw. Like J.K. Simmons' performance is really awesome, but that's kind of the draw of the movie is the music. It's kind of like Pitch Perfect in that way, where it's like the music's fun.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with like, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "What? It's Drumline." Like that movie sucks, but the watching.
That's what everybody like. My roommate was telling me you gotta watch that movie, but
it's not good. It's terrible.
It doesn't have what's his name?
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon's in it. Yeah.
It's not a good movie. Not even remotely decent.
Yeah, it's like a low budget.
It's not good. However, the music in it's cool for the most part, except for the end. Like one of the rival band that they're going against has Petey Pablo come in and sing a song where they're playing that shit.
What?
That's terrible.
Oh, okay.
But the end they have like a drumline battle and it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's not. I mean, I'm not a musician, but it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Same thing with but Whiplash is fun. It's a fun movie. It's the music's awesome. Now, so you need to check that out. And Justice League, Third of Atlantis. I'm gonna get a little nerdy. Yeah, I'm gonna get. This is my weirdo in the bunch. I'm a big superhero fan, mainly DC Comics, and more. I like DC and Marvel Comics, but when it comes to animated movies, I stick to DC because they tend to do a much better job than Marvel animation. Sorry, Marvel, I love you. You were my go-to as a kid, but your animation department is getting its butt kicked by Marvel or by DC right now. But they do. They just came out with a new animated feature, and it's based off of a comic book, based off the New 52 comic series, and it's an Aquaman movie. And it's Justice League's in it. It's mainly an Aquaman movie.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's fun.
Just something that you enjoy there.
Yeah, it's just me being a nerd. It's fun. It's good. It's not like the strongest of their like DC animated universe, but it's good. It's fun to watch. It's got interesting. It's interesting. It's fun. I enjoyed it. It's cool. I enjoyed watching it. Matt Lanter plays Aquaman, who was he played Anakin Skywalker in Clone Wars.
Oh yeah.
He's the voice of Anakin Skywalker in Clone Wars. It's got Shamar Moore's in it. He plays Cyborg. Shamar Moore is the really good looking African American gentleman from Criminal Minds.
Okay.
He's a good looking dude. That's an attractive man. I'm sorry. That's a good looking guy. Like he's a decent actor, but he's a good looking son gun. Yeah. And then like Michelle Monaghan plays Wonder Woman.
So they got
they got legitimate people in it. But yeah, it's good. It's fun. I mean, check it out. I mean, if you like comics, check it out. I mean, it's comic book goofiness at its best. Like it's a criminal intrigue story. I don't know. It's me being a nerd. I watched it. It was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. I didn't love it like I love like Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, which are both amazing. But this was fun, man.
Yeah.
This was a good time. We can do this again.
It was. Yeah.
I talk a lot. I'm super talkative. So what have you seen lately, Luke?
Last week I saw Selma, and
I saw Selma too.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it. That first I'm talking about where that just it comes out of nowhere. You're just jeez, it I like it because it kind of shows a realistic version of like the violence and
Yeah.
different stuff, and it wasn't kind of like blown out of proportion. And I like the guy, I forget what his name is, but he plays Martin Luther King. He does a fantastic job.
Did he not get nominated?
No.
Really?
That's like one of the snubs was Selma.
Yeah.
And it was like, I guess towards the end, you know, it was like.
Selma, like, what, got snubbed for what, not being nominated for Best Picture?
I don't think it got nominated for like any of the.
I think it got nominated for Best Picture, didn't it? But I think that's its only category. But yeah, I think, I'm not sure. Maybe you just read the list, but.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought the guy who played Martin Luther King was good. Martin Luther King Jr., I guess.
Yeah, I liked his, you know, his like staff there too.
Yeah, they were interesting. I don't know, man.
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
I didn't love it, but
yeah,
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
I didn't waste my 2 hours watching it. I enjoyed watching it. I won't ever see it again.
Yeah, it's just it was kind of like a slow pace movie kind of thing. It was pretty slow. It wasn't like. Did you see The Butler?
I didn't see The Butler.
I think it's. I don't know. I think it might be better than The Butler. I mean,
really?
I enjoyed like going through. It was kind of like a Forrest Gump sort of thing where it goes through the
all the White Houses and stuff. Yeah, I know the idea. Of
just
the story.
Overall, like on like a more of a concentrated thing, like performances. Even though Forrest Whitaker did a really good job as the Butler, but like everybody else around him, the ensemble was better in Selma.
Yeah, like I thought Eli Roth was really good when he played the Alabama governor.
Oh yeah,
Tim
George
Roth,
Wallace.
Eli Roth.
He sounded just like him too.
He's good. He's a good actor.
Like all the supporting people, even the guy who played Lyndon B. Johnson. I forget his name too.
Yeah, God, I love that actor too. Whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah,
really good actor. He
all
was
all the supporting roles were.
Yeah, they were strong. I thought it was good. I mean, it's a decent movie. I didn't think it was the most entertaining movie. But I mean, I walked out of it thinking I got my money's worth. But you liked it a lot. You're a big fan.
I enjoyed it, and like I said, I saw Unbroken a couple weeks ago during break.
What did you think of that?
I liked it.
I have nothing on.
I liked the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
And then like once where he kind of goes into the internment camp, it was just like that's where it just slowed down.
Yeah, front of my
where it was just good. It just like it didn't go into his past anymore. He literally did nothing. I mean, I understand like he kind of like time passes, but it was just. Yeah. It was just like the same thing happened again, and I was like, when is this movie going to be?
Yeah, my roommate said the first half was good, and
then
like nothing happens.
Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, like if you're going to do that, just like do it through the whole rest of the movie because it was really good. Like kind of like showing him as a runner and like his time in the military, but like once he gets like into that internment camp, that's where it just slows
just dies.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
the guy who played like the bird or whatever his name is, like the leader of him, did a fantastic job. It's like this, like Japanese like electric or not Japanese like metal band member. He plays like the bass. It's wild. He's like this wild hair, but he just looks all like clean cut in the movie. It's kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. How did Angelina Jolie do? Because I know that was her directorial debut. I was wondering how.
I thought it was pretty good. The directing was pretty good in it, but like I said, the guy who played Louis was pretty good. I would say like the performances were pretty good, but then it's just like I thought it just like it was partly written by the Coen brothers, but I thought it'd be really good, but it just like fell apart.
It was partially written by the Coen brothers?
Yeah.
Really?
I think what happened was they started writing it, and then I think they just kind of stopped, or like they wrote part of it, or somebody like revised it.
I bet they were going to write and direct their own movie, and then they decided not to.
Took it over.
Huh. That's interesting. I didn't know that, but
I think maybe that's what happened was like maybe like they stopped halfway and then whoever took over just screwed it up,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Like I just never thought that it looks interesting. I saw the trailers and stuff. It looks good. I like the main actor in it. He's good in some stuff that I've seen. But it was pretty decent. It was worth watching and stuff.
Yeah. I would say so.
You're not wasting your time by watching it. Like that's how.
I would say so, but it's just kind of like wait to DVD or Netflix.
That's a DVD Netflix kind of watch. Yeah. That's how I felt about Selma. Kind of a DVD, check it out when you can. Like I don't think it's not worth paying $10 to go see it, at least in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
What else you got? Is there anything else you've seen?
It's all Taken 3.
Did you?
Yeah.
Now look. I loved 1.
It was better than 2. That's all I can say because 2 was an exact copy of 1, and 3 it made it different, but like I said, it's still a Taken sequel. So but Liam Neeson's still awesome in it.
Yeah,
he's still awesome.
I loved 1. I thought
Yeah.
Taken 1 was amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even see Taken 2 based off how bad everyone was saying it was.
Because it literally was the same thing.
Really?
It was, instead of his daughter taken, it was his wife taken.
Oh God.
So at least they switch it up in the Taken 3. So it's somewhat different, and they kind of have a cool twist, towards the end of the movie.
Oh, that's cool. I'll have to check it
But
out.
like I said, probably don't want to pay for the movie, but definitely it's worth seeing when it
Liam Neeson's
comes
awesome,
out.
though.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. It was a
It's
fun movie
weird,
to see.
man. Like, that's one of the weirdest actors on the planet. Because he's like 60 and he's an action star.
Everything.
He's 60 though.
And he's
Like,
cranking out movies. He does like 3 movies a year. I
He,
don't know how
he, ain't,
he does it.
he ain't the king of that though.
Uh,
You know who the king of that is?
Yeah.
Don't you? Nick freaking Cage. He came out like 5 movies this year.
really?
Yeah, one of them went to theaters. They were terrible.
Yeah, but one of them was Hank Joe or whatever. I heard that one was good. What's it called?
Yeah, I think
The
it's-
one movie that he was actually pretty good in.
I think it's something like Joe or something like that.
Yeah.
He's been a bunch. He's in like 5 movies this year.
Yeah.
He got nominated for a Razzie though. My roommate, Ben Hasty. Shout out. He loves Nick Cage.
Really?
We have a face,
Yeah.
a plaster face of Nick Cage hanging up in our house. It's the creepiest thing ever. It's just white plaster and it's Nick Cage's face. It's there for no reason. Plus he has a picture of Nick Cage as a cop signed from Nick Cage.
Oh, that's cool.
It's weird. It's so weird. But the infatuation with Nick Cage is a weird thing because Nick Cage,
He can be awesome when he wants to. That's all I can
he
say.
crushes in Leaving Las Vegas. He won an Oscar for that movie. He's
Yeah,
really
and
good.
Raising Arizona.
Raising Arizona. I mean, he's good in some stuff, but then I feel like when he's with a director that's willing to say, "Hey, Nick, do this," he's really good. But when the director's just like,
Do what you
"Well, I
want.
got Nick Cage. Let him do whatever he wants," and then it's just like, and you're gonna
Yeah.
get like the crazy Nick Cage.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's the king of that crap. Yeah, Liam Neeson has been putting out a lot of movies lately. He's a good actor.
He's literally, this movie that's coming out in February is almost the same thing as Taken. His family's getting attacked, so he has to kill everybody.
What's the name of it?
It's called A Good Night, or I can't remember. It's something.
I heard
like,
A Walk
it's-
Among the Tombstones was pretty good.
Yeah, that came out.
Like,
It's just
that
like
came out a few
he's
months
just
ago, but-
he's so many
I heard
action movies.
Nonstop looked like crap. That looked
I
terrible.
saw Nonstop. I liked it.
Did you really?
I liked it.
It looked like crap.
Yeah,
I heard Walk.
Julianne Moore's in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I heard Walk Among the Tombstones
Yeah.
is good though.
Yeah.
I heard it's like a pretty interesting, little mystery piece. But
Oh, yeah.
Liam Neeson is in a ton of crap, but he's in Schindler's List and so
Awesome.
good. That's a good movie. Powerful
Yeah.
line. What have you seen anything else recently?
I think that's pretty much it. I hope to see John Wick this weekend.
Me
And,
too. I want to see that. 'cause
And definitely Nightcrawler next weekend. It's coming to the Russell House next week.
Yes, will probably be going to check out. I mean, this is probably going to come out in a couple days, so. But I'm going to go check out John Wick probably. I've heard it's kind of like a throwback to like 90s action movies and
He doesn't take himself too seriously, and it's just kind of fun.
So I like fun movies. Yeah. Those are my favorites. Don't get me wrong. I love the Oscars. I love Oscar movies. I love the big blockbuster summer movies more than anything. It's just they're fun to watch. I enjoy going to the theater like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
I loved Guardians of the Galaxy. That was just a fun 2 hours of movie watching. It did not take itself seriously. It wasn't like some masterwork, but it was so fun. That's why I like that. I love Captain America 2 for the same reason. That movie was fun. I just enjoy fun movies more than anything, and I've heard John Wick's kind of like that.
Yeah.
One of my favorite underrated movies over the last couple of years was Olympus Has Fallen.
I remember that. What I got so mad was.
That's the one with Gerard Butler, not the one with Channing Tatum. Just
How
put
does
it out
that?
there.
How does that happen? I always wonder, how do movies that are literally the same thing happen? They're like, okay, there's this other movie coming out, so we're gonna do the exact same thing.
Armageddon and Deep Impact.
How
Same
does that?
movie.
How does that happen? How does that
there is-
literally happen? That's one thing that just
I'm
makes me
gonna
mad.
apologize to my film professors.
But I honestly, I saw White House Down later, and I liked it better than Olympus Has Fallen.
Really? I
Yeah.
heard that one sucked. But I take film class. I'm a film and media studies major, so I take a lot of film classes. And one of the ones we took was we spent time one week on why two movies that are the same thing come out at the same time, and I forgot the answer. So I'm going to pre-apologize to the podcast people. But that does seem to happen a lot. Olympus Has Fallen, White House Down, Deep Impact, and Armageddon were the most egregious because they came out within like 2 weeks of each other. They were the same. They were different.
There's a big list. Like somebody made a big list about them that I can't even remember now. But like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. That happens so often. I don't know, man. People think something's gonna make money, so they're just like, screw it, let's do it again. Yeah. You know, whatever. There was two volcano movies that came out at the same time. I think at one point. It's weird. Like I can't figure it out. I don't know. It's just it is what it is. Mm-hmm. Hollywood's a weird place. Like if we've learned anything from today, Hollywood's weird. It makes very little sense to me. Even though I want to work in the Hollywood industry one day, it doesn't make very much sense. Like Gone Girl not getting nominated for a freaking Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay is offensive to me. I'm gonna throw it out there one last time. Everyone should see Gone Girl. Like I would say, most of these movies we talked about, people should watch. Like they should check them out for themselves. Like everyone's gonna have different opinions. Like I mean, we clearly don't agree on everything. But I think that if we talk about it, it's worth watching. You know, check them out. I mean, what's it cost? You know, it doesn't cost much. I mean, if stuff comes to Russell House, it's free if you're a student. So come up here, man. It's a fun place. I watched Chef here last year.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
I did too. That was such a good movie that nobody talks about. Yeah. It's a little indie film, but it was good. You could tell Jon Favreau called in.
There's a big ad for Twitter.
You could tell he called in some Iron Man favors because Scarlett Johansson's in it.
They called him for 2 days or something.
Yeah, Sofia Vergara.
Dustin Hoffman.
What? You could tell he called some friends and was like, "Hey, you want to come do this real quick?" That was a good movie. That's strong. But this was fun.
Yeah,
we need to do this again. For sure. I hope everybody had a good time listening to us ramble about nonsense. Luke, you want to close the show, buddy?
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll be back soon with another podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on, Jake Hutchinson. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me there, Luke. Appreciate it, buddy. I had a wonderful time, and everyone have a wonderful trip. Check out SGTV. Check out my show, Gamecocks the Movies, and check out Luke on Talk of the Town.
I think SGTV is really what brought me out of my shell. I would have, freshman year,